The economic world of the 21st century is an inherently capitalist one that is dictated by the demands of the free market. And within such a society, it can be difficult to understand the categories of financial services that banks and financial organizations offer. However, there is an optimal method of navigating these services, be the product a home loan or a platinum credit card. The purchasing of a house is perhaps the largest financial exchange that a person engages in, and thus, home loans are necessary for the majority of residential purchases. These loans, typically between $100,000 and $1 million, are offered by the majority of large banks. Typically, fixed-rate home loans incur an interest rate of 3.5% to 4.5% and have periods of repayment that last from 1 to 7 years. Organisations such as Commonwealth Bank and the Bank of Melbourne also have $395 annual package fees, and some, such as the Bank of Melbourne, have minimum loan amounts. The small amount of interest is due to the large amount of money involved in such a transaction and the long term in which one usually pays it off. Credit cards are invaluable in allowing someone to respond financially to situations that arise. However, the marketing of various companies can make it difficult to determine which is the most viable option. Platinum credit cards have high interest rates but confer extra benefits with money spent. At Commonwealth Bank, Platinum cards have a 20.24 interest rate, while at the Bank of Melbourne, the rate is 19.49%. Both cards come with point bonuses. However, the Commonwealth Bank card offers 2.5 points for every dollar spent, while its smaller counterpart offers only 1.5 points. Both offer a variety of services, from flights to gift vouchers, and as such, both are useful for a lifestyle involving a steady amount of large purchases. Short-term loans are loans that typically fall within the range of $5,000 to $50,000 when taken out with larger companies such as Commonwealth Bank and the Bank of Melbourne, and $100 to $2,000 when smaller financial institutions such as the cash converters are involved. They incur compound interest, and with larger banks usually have approximately the same amount of interest monthly or per annum, around 13.5 to 14%. Short-term loans are useful as they allow funding for ventures and opportunities that otherwise would be unavailable, and are relatively small amounts of money that are borrowed for short periods of time. They also come with establishment fees and administration fees, around $150 and $10 respectively, and as a minimum, 1% of the debt must be paid weekly. Commonwealth Bank's short-term loan offered the best deal, with a low interest rate of 13.9%, and aggregate costs of only $160 annually for purchase in the $5,000 to $50,000 range. Debit cards offer much of the same advantages as credit cards: ease of use, overdrafting, even the accumulation of positive interest on the money in an account. The fact a debit card doesn't allow the user to access borrowed funds also prevents excessive spending. Major banks typically have very few or no compound interest on their debit cards. However, they do have minimal monthly fees, often around $5. Smaller financial institutions also offer debit cards, usually in conjunction with some form of short-term loan. These cards are purely for ease of use. Of the various cards analysed, the Bank of Melbourne had the best deal, with no limit, no fees, no interest, and only a $4 monthly fee. Conversely, the Cash Converters debit card is associated with a short-term loan, a sum that can have an interest of up to 150% of the original cost of the loan per annum, and thus the Cash Converters card is the least effective. A credit card linked to an account containing $10,000 of disposable income would probably be a platinum card, or at least one that had many benefits, as a person that would own a card with that amount of money would benefit from extras rather than from lower interest rates. In that situation, one beneficial card would be Commonwealth Bank's Platinum Rewards card, which gives 2.5 awards points per dollar and comes with an interest rate of 20.24%, as well as a $249 annual repayment fee. The card comes with personal concierges, and points are valid for flights, all items at Myer, and comes with discounts only available to holders of the card. For the relatively small loan of $20,000, a small bank such as the Bank of Melbourne often offers excellent deals. The unsecured personal loans of the aforementioned financial organization offers loans of $3,000 to $40,000, have small establishment and administration fees, and have a fixed interest rate of 14.35% per annum, and thus are a good choice. They also do not require a deposit. Savings plans are an essential part of managing expenses, giving people the capacities to make large purchases without taking out expensive loans. The Westpac Savings Plan demonstrates the steps necessary in order to achieve this goal: the importance of setting targets, reviewing current spending patterns, and setting up a savings account in order to stop excessive spending, and thus presents perhaps the optimal layout for a plan to minimize expenditure.